It's 1:53 a.m. I can't say it.
That's what it does. Well, here's how it works. You just give it a quick shake because it doesn't have any batteries inside it, right? That kinetic energy will wake it up. We've printed all of the donenesses of everything that you're going to cook on the back, whether it's a roast, whether it's a steak, and then you just go ahead and push that probe right into the center of whatever the protein is. So I'm doing a roast chicken right now. I know I need to cook that to at least 165. Oh, good. We're at 174. Let me make sure I got the thickest part. You go in one more time. Yep. Great, we're at 172. You know the chicken's cooked, so now you're not going to overdo it. Now think about this. You've got 4th of July coming up. How many steaks and burgers are going to be cooked over the 4th of July? How many are going to be undercooked and how many are going to be overcooked? Well, none of the overcooked or undercooked will come from your house if you've got yourself one of these, because it is foolproof. I mean, look at this big roast. This is a gorgeous big leg of lamb. Now, you could look at this and think, well, I would never know whether that's cooked by looking at it, right? And that would be fair enough. But you pick up your Kinetic thermometer, you give it a little shake. And what does that mean? It means it doesn't require a battery. In fact, there's nowhere to put a battery in it. That's a good thing because it means it can never run out of batteries, right? So you'll always just be able to shake that, probe into the thickest part of that lamb and have a look at that. Oh, now look at that. We're down at 124. What is 124, I hear you ask? Let's take a look. Roll it on over and let's have a look at the donenesses. Well, we know 130 is medium rare. Do you want to eat your lamb rare? I don't. I want it at least medium rare. So I'm going to pick that up and pop it back in. Even though it looks done, we now know it's not, thanks to the Kinetic thermometer. Don't waste and don't ruin steaks and roasts and burgers because it's expensive. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to ruin it. Pop it back in the oven, and thanks to that Kinetic thermometer, you'll always know exactly what's happening with what you're cooking.
Well, I can't tell you a million times how many guys have made chicken, and then you cut it, and you're like, oh, geez, it's still raw on the inside. And you're like, okay, now it's cut open. I got to throw it back in the oven. It dries out the chicken. You really, having this gives you accuracy. And when you have accuracy, then you feel more confident in the kitchen, and this really does that for you. No recharging, no batteries whatsoever. You literally shake this. It's Kinetic, which is so brilliant, and then it's ready to go. Also, you have 2 different color choices. We have the black, we have the red. Once again, huge customer pick. It doesn't surprise me. This, like the trivets, is another item that we just sell day in and day out, thousands and thousands and thousands of, because it really is a smart solution. Because again, you know, chef, there's nothing worse than working so hard on a prime rib and getting the wrong temperature internally or actually overcooking it. And then you're like, oh man, I just spent a fortune on that beautiful piece of beef and now I've ruined it.
Absolutely. I mean, even for liquids, right? If you're frying, for instance, you never want to fry at too high a temperature. So now you can go on in here, and I'm doing these little dumplings in the actual oil because I know that I'm cooking it at the perfect temperature. This is a bit of a take on a funnel cake, and wow, is that going to be delicious. So very, very simple and very, very easy. In fact, I was just playing around. I wasn't even sure whether that was going to work because I was like, this is pancake batter. But now we know you can fry pancake batter, dust that with powdered sugar or maybe a little caramel sauce, and I'll tell you what, everyone's going to be pretty happy.
That's pretty awesome, actually. You've discovered something new, Chef.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is really cool.
We just did. We just learnt it together on live television, which is pretty exciting. I'll show it to you. Look, you take all of that out. Pass me the batter dispenser, please, Matt, so I can show everyone. Thanks, mate. So here's what you do. Next time you're feeling adventurous and you're on live television, that's not bad, is it?
That's awesome, actually.
Delicious.
That's going to be the new things at the next state fair. Somebody's going to see that and say, I'm going to do that at the state fair.
Why not? Why not?
Why
How's
not,
it
right?
taste? Let's make sure it's good before we tell you to do it. Oh,
yeah, how
delicious.
does it taste?
Absolutely fabulous.
It probably tastes
exactly
like a fried
how
pancake.
You would imagine it would.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does. It really does.
That's awesome. Well, and you know, again, how many times you like, it's happened to me too, like you're cooking food, and again, maybe it's the turkey. Oh, the worst is turkey at Thanksgiving. Everybody's so excited about it. They're ready to eat it. Right. And you cut that first piece off and you realize it's still red on the interior. That's never gonna happen again. You always get the right temperature. So you're not gonna